Hi, today I want to talk to you about tarots of Rider Waite. I know that tarots of Rider Waite are the most common and most used tarots in the world because they are very simplified explanation with all that design and that explain the meaning of each card. But do you know where tarot's Rider Waite came from? Rider is the publisher. Waite is the name of Arthur Edward Waite. And if you read about his life, you can see that all his life is running around death. He was very little. He was born in New York, and he was very little when his mom decided to take a vessel and go back in England because she became a widow. She lost her husband, the father of Waite, Arthur Edward Waite, and she was pregnant when she became a widow. So after the delivery of the second baby, which was a girl, she decided to move back to her family in England. But when she arrived, surprise, because her family didn't agree that she was not married with the man that gave birth to her children. So they lived in a poor situation in a suburb of London. When Arthur Edward Waite was 16 years old, his sister died, and he got mad about that. And so he found some relief on studying tarots and paranormal situations. That was very common at the end of that century and at the beginning of the 20th century. So he became an occultist and was very, very interested in tarots and paranormal issues. Then he got married, then again he lost his wife. She was dead again. Then he married another woman. But there was something, a special issue that moved in his head, something. And there was an exhibition in London made of white and black photos taken of Solabusca tarots. Solabusca tarots were tarots, big tarots belonging to a Milan family. And this family sent the pictures, the photos, white and black. And so there was an exhibition in London. And in these tarots from 1490 were exactly almost the same as the Rider Waite tarots. It took a lot of inspiration on that. And he commissioned to Pamela Colman Smith to reproduce the deck, the tarots deck, starting from Solabusca tarots, and also putting inside all the symbols, the significance of more ancient tarots inside. Pamela Colman Smith had a very special life, absolutely. But by the way, she was forced to draw the tarots in 6 months. Ink pen probably over matita, pencil, over a pencil, draw, and then watercolor. Unfortunately, we do not have the original of these drawings. And for many years, we didn't even know that she was the one who painted and who was able to give a visible form to Arthur Edward Waite ideas. You know, she was a woman. Time was like this. In fact, she died in 1950s in poverty. By the way, this is not the story of the poor Colman Smith, Pamela, because this is the story also of many women during history. By the way, I do not like these tarots. I didn't buy any deck of these tarots because they, in my opinion, take out the mystery, and they are giving too much explanation, and they allow superficial reading. Okay, and then he also changed some names because he wanted to take off Christianity and Catholics issues from tarots to give them a more universal meaning. But and so he, for example, transformed the Pope to Hierophant, but Hierophant is just a sacred man in ancient Greek history, so it was like a pope, and he took away the papacy and make her became the high priestess. But this is like a cut, a very important piece of history of what we came from. You cannot cut the past. You cannot cancel the past as if it never happened. You have to face it with the good and bad thing. And so, because tarots came out as expression of freedom from the Catholic Church judgment, you cannot say, oh no, the Pope is wrong, is wrong as an idea, because Pope, for example, comes from Latin word pontifex, and pontifex was the man who was building bridges, pontifex, and so there is a whole meaning, whole symbolism in the figure of Pope, and also for papas. So, my opinion, I don't like these tarots. They force you to a reading. They give you a simplified explanation to any cards. But tarots are a language, and you cannot use single words to make a sentence. A single word is not a sentence. It has meaning, but it's not a sentence. You have to look at the cards um, as a sequence of words, tone, colors, verse up and down, relations, the glance of the figures each other, positions of feet, hands, dresses. So, and this is for major arcana, and for minor arcana, where you don't have figures, you have numbers and you have symbols, and absolutely you have to read inside the symbols, and you have to learn, and you have to learn how to read, how to receive those symbols, and you have to transform those symbols on your reading with all your cards spread out in your table. So if you want, you can use, of course, maybe you can use as a support card for memory. But this is another thing. In my opinion, you don't have to use memory in the cards. Cards just speak as they are. They have their own language, and it depends on you if you're able and if you really want to read deeply in their meaning. Ciao!